Yo, Tripolar Bear. Sextant rolling is incredibly profitable right now, with the average amount of profit you get for every sextant you use being 2.2 chaos, making it easier than ever to make a bunch of money from your hideout. I have all the weightings here, all the information here. I'll tell you how to roll the sextants, how much money I've made, and what the good sextants are, and I'll have links down in the description for my Google Sheet and for this trade search that lets you price check whatever sextants you want. So in case you want, you can update your own prices here. I will update the prices in this Google Sheet probably once every day or two for the next little while. It won't be updated the entire league, but during these first few days, it is important to have very up-to-date information. So anyways, before you get started, you do want to have some nice seeder money. That is going to be, I would say, around 200 Awakened Sextants worth of money, with Awakened Sextants being 2.5 right now. That means you're going to want to have at least 500 chaos if you want to do this strategy and make sure that you don't get unlucky. Now, of course, you can start with less money, but I just want to make sure if you do this, you're not like putting all of your, like 100 chaos in and then you get a little unlucky and you don't get anything out of your 25 sextants, for example, right? I wouldn't want that scenario. So anyway, let's get into all of the math and the nitty gritty of rolling sextants to make a bunch of money. So we have the total weightings of every sextant, and we're going to go over kind of how the rolling works here. But we have the total weightings of all the sextants, but minus 1 shrine block and 2 pack blocks. And so what that actually becomes is minus 4,000, right? The total weightings is going to be 22,000. But what happens is, and if you don't know, you can block sextants, right? And so what that means is when I have a watchstone here, and you're going to want to have the 4 watchstones, excuse me, you want that as well, obviously, because you really want a sextant block. Makes it much, much easier to get good sextants. So you will have to do the 2 new bosses and either do Maven and the Uber Elder or buy carries for them, which you can on the TFT, which I'll also link in the description. But for sextant blocking, if I have this sextant here and I'm rolling on this watchstone, I can't get reflected packs of monsters. I also can't get chaos because I already have it here, and I can't get this shrine. Now, it's very important that you have the shrine because this blocks the resonating shrine and the other shrines, right? And there are a few shrines. We have the Gloom Shrine and we have the Resonating Shrine here. And so this blocks 2,000 weightings off of bad sextants. This blocks another 1,000 anytime you get a pack of monster here, right? And we can even go check here if you're ever wondering. I'll link this Awakened Sextant POEDB in the description as well. But another 1,000 here, and then we have chaos packs, and that's another 1,000. And so since we can't roll any of these anymore, we have a much higher chance to roll a good sextant. And so I take all the weightings and I minus 4,000, so we have 18,000 weightings total. Now, I took what I consider to be good sextants. If you want, when you're rolling, it's very, very easy now. And this is why this is so profitable now, is because of Commander Kirik, right? You can buy a Surveyor's Compass for 1 chaos. That's a pretty good deal. That is a pretty good deal, right? We don't have to buy those stupid watchstones anymore. You don't have to, PM some random Korean guy and he's got 30 watchstones and he was the only guy. And now anytime you want to roll on watchstones, you have to find him one at a time. Okay, I don't know. That was one niche example from last league. All right, shout out to that one Korean guy. For some reason, he had 30. So you could just, boom, right? And you take it off. You're not selling the watchstone with the sextant. You're just selling this little charged compass. And that's really, really powerful, because now you can just trade individually, and if you want, it costs 1 chaos, and if you're ever unsure of what the price of something is, you can just price check it. Now, this is 5 chaos, so this is not one of the ones that I have included, because I don't think these are very valuable. The ones that I have included are going to be things like this, right? Things that are more than about, I would say, 5 chaos. We have unique monsters dropping corrupted items. That's about 20 chaos here. We have ritual altars, about 25, maybe 20C. Blight encounters are about 10 chaos. Beyond is about 30 each. 15 for the strong box. This one I price checked. I'm going to see if I could sell it for 5 chaos, but this is not really one that I included. Although I could see people maybe buying these. This 2 extra strong box, I might just use it in my own maps. Sacred Grove, right? You can get a free harvest. That's about 50 to 60. I priced it at 50. I'm going to see if I can get 60. Jund missions are 30 chaos each. Elvas are 80 right now because of the juicers, probably a big group. Let's be real. And then smuggler caches can be 10 chaos. They might not sell at 10. I don't believe I included them. So there's going to be some things like this where you could probably make more than the money that I advertise, because things like smuggler caches, right? You pay 1 chaos, and even if you get like, even if I don't get 10C, even if I get 7, right? I'm still making like another 6 chaos here out of thin air. So there's going to be some things like that, because I really only included things that are actually pretty valuable, or at least things that I would use when I'm doing my own juiced maps on my own. And that's another reason why I did this, is because I want to farm delirium mirrors, but I don't want to buy them. And I can make a lot of money farming supplies for delirium mirrors. Look at this, by the way. Oh, also, look at this. 3 uses and 4 uses, guys. Don't be like me, all right? Don't be like me. If you're going to roll these, please, God, get the extra sextant use here on your atlas. It's going to be so worth it. Nobody wants to buy 3 uses. Nobody wants to even use 3 uses. We only want to use 4. So if you are going to do that, make sure you have 4 uses here. I'm going to use these delirium mirrors anyway. I'm also going to use these harbingers, hunted traders, extra breaches, abysses, and blight encounters. I will be using all of those, so I'm saving them for myself as well. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And the average, we'll go back to the math here. The average sextants that you'll use to get a good one is going to be about 7, right? It's about 7 when we divide the weightings here. So I took the total price of all of these, and if you want, you can copy this and you can change these. You can like make a copy, right, of this Google Sheet and change these. I have it all set up where you can just change the prices and it'll automatically update everything here. So the total is 620 chaos for all the good sextants. The sextant price right now is 2.5 chaos for an awakened sextant. The average value is 33 chaos of a good sextant. And I got that by taking F4, right? And you can see all of my math and whatnot, right? Taking the total of every good sextant and dividing it by the total number of sextants. And this should actually be 19 now that I added Jun. So the average value of a good sextant, 31 chaos. The cost to hit a good sextant is 17, right? Because it's going to take you a few sextants, right? It's going to be 7 to hit a good one. And then we multiply that by 2.5 for the cost to hit a good one. The average profit is just going to be the average value minus the cost to hit a good one. And so the average profit for every sextant is 2 chaos. It's a little bit less now that I added Jun. But that's fine. 2 chaos every time you roll a sextant. I mean, how fast can you roll a sextant, right? Let's see. You know, I have these here in my guild tab because I was, you know, making nice round numbers and I didn't want my tab to just eat them. Hey. I'm going to get some of these charged compasses here that I had bought from my previous rolling. Right, we've got one here, and then you just roll. In Rage Strongbox, look at that. We hit one of those. In Rage Strongbox, when we check that, it's going to be about 12, 13, maybe 15 chaos. That's definitely one that I would keep. We buy a couple more, right? And, you know, if it's 14 chaos, then just -1. I only made 13 on that one. We have lightning damage, right? Boom. Every time I use one of these, I'm making about 2 chaos. That's pretty good. Here we hit Beyond. That's pretty nice. We'll save that. It's about 30 chaos. Unique monsters drop corrupted items. That's about 20 chaos right there. You know, it's pretty easy. Metamorph monsters, I don't think sell for anything, so I like to roll over that one. Old Natold doesn't sell for anything. If you hit Chayula with this one, I wasn't able to do a trade search for this, so I don't know if you can roll Chayula like this. I don't know what's going on there. You can't search for it on the trade website, but if you hit Chayula, I mean, yo, damn. All right, 4 Chayula breaches. That's pretty good. But Old Natoll isn't going to be worth anything, so I don't really say those are like 4 chaos. But look at that, dude. You know, we do a couple sextants. Bing, bong, boom. We went through 13 sextants. I mean, we would have made an average profit of about 26 chaos. And how long did that take? What, like 30 seconds? Right? So the more money you have, the easier it becomes and the more you can make. I mean, even with these alone, you know, we made some pretty easy money there. Anyway, there's not really much else to say. Roll sextants. If you have a lot of money, you can do this. And you can even save some of the sextants that you hit for your own mapping supplies. And so you're almost like doubling up, right? I'm going to be farming delirium mirrors on today's stream. So if you want, check it out. Promenade, Abysses. It's pretty fun. Lots of monsters, huge explosions. And I'll be using my Pathfinder Poison Helix build. But I'm doubling up on my savings here, right? Not only am I making lots of money rolling sextants, but I'm going to be using those sextants that I got so cheaply to make even more money by farming delirium mirrors. And I'm breaking my gameplay up, so I'm not just some degenerate sitting in my hideout for days on and days end, just rolling sextants, right? I'm gonna be half degenerate. I'll sit in my hideout for a few hours, roll some sextants, make a bunch of money, get a bunch of supplies, and then I'll spend the rest of my day farming delirium mirrors like a Giga Chad. Anyway, like, subscribe, catch you in the live stream. Enjoy. Let me know how much money you've made. And this is a rich trap, by the way, !Rich in the chat.